Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to be in the range, no change here to the overall wave count. We still have the situation that we are in this wave 2 correction, in my opinion. So we had that spike in wave 1, that impulsive rally, top tier in this region. The idea is that we're currently coming down in an ABC correction, and I just need to make it very clearly because people have selective hearing. The B wave can be shallow as a triangle, or the B wave can be high. So we have a possibility for this triangle count to play out as a shallow B wave, or we can get a high B wave into the resistance zone up here. Standard resistance for a high B wave would be actually all the way up to 30,171. That's the 78.6 retracement. However, B waves can go higher, B waves can overshoot, B waves can lead to false breakouts, and knowing that is very useful because it could mean that you are just more careful, you size down, take some risk out. It's just important to know, right, that we are in a B wave and that the B wave can trick people, false breakouts and so on. And relevant resistance for a high B wave and an overshooting B wave here is 31K, which is the high of the 14th of April. And if it's overshooting, ideally it would not go and sustain above 32,570. If it goes above that level, it is indicative of a more bullish rally in a third wave already. Always remember that the overall assumption is that we are in a third wave and the trend is currently clearly up on the larger time frame. But on the smaller time frame, we're looking here at this pullback in a wave 2 that, could be finished technically, but it just is not. Price action doesn't suggest it yet. There is currently no reason for me to follow the path with much focus that we could have already bottomed in all of wave 2. I'm still watching here for an AVC structure, which would lead to a deeper pullback into the yellow support zone. Of course, a direct breakout is always possible, but what I would need to see, a 5-wave move up, and Bitcoin is just not giving me that at the moment. It would need to be something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I see something like that, 5 waves up and then a 3-wave pullback, then we can say, okay, we are in the breakout setup, and then this could be the setup for further price increases going forward. You just need to know that if it's a shallow B wave or a high B wave, nothing really changes in the scenario. So we can, without a problem, get a high B wave. Just need to stress it very, very clearly because it's part of the same scenario. B waves can be short, they can be high. Some people tend to ignore B waves completely. They don't want to trade them. Just be aware of that. And the threshold here is 30,050. Above 30,050, our Elliott Wave triangle count for a shallow B wave in an ABCDE structure would be invalidated. And then we get a high B wave, at least as long as we have 3 waves. That would then be the most likely scenario. Always remember that any scenario I show you, and we have here basically one scenario, which is we are in a wave 2. And looking at the smaller time frame, we have 2, which is basically that we have a shallow B wave or a high B wave. They are both parts of the same scenario, but they are both likely. I would not show you an unlikely count. I only show you what is likely. I wouldn't waste your time showing you unlikely wave count. So everything I show you is always likely. Always bear in mind that the market could literally do anything. So my job is to reduce it down to a manageable number of highly likely scenarios. So don't think that because there is one count that would point to the downside immediately and one where it could go a little higher, that the one that points down immediately would need to work out. No, they can both work out. They're both highly likely. You need to understand that. A lot of people don't, which, it should be common sense, right? Because anything can happen in these markets. Anything, literally. There is an infinite amount of possibilities, but Elliott Wave allows us to bring that number, which is uncountable, right? Infinite, down to maybe 2 or 3 highly likely scenarios. I would never show you an unlikely wave count, a completely unlikely one. Everything I show you is highly likely. And we have here clearly the potential for a shallow B wave and a high B wave. Yeah, and if we get the high B wave and someone says, oh, that didn't work out as planned, then you didn't listen. Yeah, I need to say that very clearly for your risk management. Important. Yeah, because I don't want that we get here not misconceptions, but misunderstandings, which can obviously occur. But it would be better if you consider that all of these scenarios that I show you are highly likely. It's just a matter of between these highly likely ones, one is more likely than the other, which doesn't mean that the one that is more likely should always be the one that you trade. Yeah, that's a common misconception. Yeah, that's a common misconception. I mean, let's say if one had, I mean, you can't even come up with these numbers really in a reliable way, but let's say one had a probability of 60%, the other one of 40%. Do you really want to ignore the one that has only 40% probability? Remember, it has also 40%. That's quite a lot. Yeah, you don't want to risk your bank account by ignoring 40%. 40% is high. Yeah, it's high. Okay, especially if you compare it to all the unlikely ones, but we don't want to get there. I just want to mention that anything I show you here is highly likely. I would not show you an unlikely count. Okay, so now that we've covered that, what is important is that we are still in an unchanged Elliott Wave triangle, which can always extend out further. Ethereum shows us some potential that we could already be breaking out in the third wave. At least it says, okay, maybe we do it. It's not the primary at the moment. Bitcoin doesn't show any, motivation to break out completely in a third wave. Any breakout at the moment would suggest we are just in a high B wave. Yeah, and that's sort of the scenario here at the moment. And eventually the expectation at the moment would still be to get a C wave down, at least as long as we have only 3 waves to the upside. Yeah, if we get 5 and then a 3-wave pullback, we have to change our view. And that's another benefit of Elliott Wave, that it tells us when we have to change perspective. Yeah, I don't know any other method that gives us such clear invalidation points. So hopefully that's clear. I also hope here we get some kind of a breakout before the weekend, because otherwise Bitcoin is likely just going to move sideways in the triangle, whereas Ethereum at least broke out. So let's see. The levels should be clear. The breakout points should be clear. And yeah, hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.